Hi, this is Lori. Welcome back to Finding 50 Fit. Today we're going to be following up on the topic of movement. And as a physical therapist, this is where my training primarily lies. And so for the past several weeks since I started this initiative, I have been trying to implement daily movement into my life in many different ways. And one way that it can be done is by increasing the activity level within your home in your daily activity. And so sometimes people will have a pile of things that need to go upstairs or down to the basement, and they'll let a few things accumulate until the end of the day or a later point in the day. And you could just take them up every single time you have something so that you get in there about a dozen or so steppers under your belt. Times that by the number of times you need to take something up or down a set of steps, and that is a nice amount of steppers that you've done. If you live close enough, as we do, we fortunately live in a neighborhood where we're very close to some shopping stores and the giant dry cleaner bank, dollar store. There's a whole strip of things that are 4 blocks from our house. I'm finding myself this summer without a vehicle because I'm primarily working from home with the 3 younger kids, and my 2 teenagers this year are working outside of the house, and so they're taking the vehicles along with my husband. And so by the very nature of need, I'm walking more to the store. Also, we live a half mile from a pool where the 3 younger kids are part of a swim team, and so I'm walking them up to practice and picking them up. So that's 2 miles in most days automatically just for that. The one day I went a 3rd time to pick up the 2 older children who were done halfway through and got 3 miles in that day. And truth be told, I was exhausted after that, and I was sore for the next day or so. So that was a definite push for me, and I would like it to be the case that walking 3 miles with 2 breaks in the middle is not overextended, but that's where I am. So I'm just going to take it and go with it. A few weeks back, we went for a family hike at a place called Hawk Mountain, and we selected a more difficult trail than we've ever done before. And so I was out of breath, then I had to stop, and I was definitely the slowest one of our group, including my 9-year-old. And so that's a little bit humbling, but made it injury-free. I rested and stretched afterwards to help me recover. And so that was another example of a push. If a more challenging hike is too much of a push and you're going to put yourself at risk of an injury, there's also easier hiking trails if you wish to get out. I would highly encourage taking advantage of this summer, the weather, the greenery, the lushness, and if you have the opportunity to go for some hikes, find a nearby park or maybe drive a little distance. Hawk Mountain is a half an hour from us, so it was a little bit of a hike to get there, and then obviously the hike was 3 miles. We did cut out a mile. It was actually a 4-mile loop, which we turned into a 3-mile loop. So that was good enough for that time. But that's a really great way to do something fun with your family and also push yourself to the next level. It's a little bit more fun than pushing yourself in a workout, which is kind of fun, but not as fun as being out with your family, and where the very nature of the trail just pushes you to a challenge where you're not actually pushing yourself to push. It's the experience and the aspects of the hike that are pushing you. So that's a really nice way. And we talked about doing that every week or at least every other week with the family this summer because it's just a really fun thing to do. We also just got back from a 3-day camping trip where we did some tubing on a boat, kayaking, swimming, and another hike. Also a fairly challenging hike that was a few miles, and some of which was off trail and in the woods. So that was kind of cool. And another opportunity to just be pushed by the nature of the trail and not have to feel like you have to push yourself. You have to push yourself up the hill, but it's the experience and the nature that's giving you the challenge. So that's kind of fun. If you're able to get into a pool, lots of people are not able to get into a pool this summer, but if you are, that is a super way to be moving your arms and legs. If you're able to do laps, any kind of stroke, that is a really great way to build your stamina and your strength and your stability in the sport of swimming, or just plain exercises in the water. If you're able to bike, or have a stationary bag, that's another opportunity too. So I highly encourage you to make a point of putting increased movement into your day. I would recommend both set aside time for exercise as well as incorporating extra opportunities into your day. Even if you don't live that close to the stores, you can park farther away and have a further walk in and out. You can think about carrying your things that you need to carry as part of an exercise and do some moving of your arms. And so make a point to do that. We'll do it together. Post some comments or questions. If you have any, let me know what you plan to do. And also I'd like to think about, as you're moving more and more, think about any areas that give you hang-ups or snags, areas that hurt or feel tight, because the next time we talk about movement, we're going to be talking about managing those areas and how to work out muscle spasms and soft tissue restrictions. I'm going to give some education that you can apply to use on your body in areas where you feel hang-ups exist. And so if you take the next couple of weeks to start moving a little bit more, think about those areas. You can drop some questions or comments below, and I can specifically incorporate any areas that you have into that next video as well. So I'm going to post a few pictures and videos of our camping trip. That was in the center of Pennsylvania, about 3 hours from where we live, called Raystown Lake. It was a beautiful, beautiful place. I would highly recommend checking it out. And hope you enjoy those videos. Good luck getting moving every day, and thanks for joining. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Jeff.
Here we are tubing. This is one of my times on with my youngest daughter, and here I made it over the wake, going to my left, and then when we went back over to the right, my little one popped off. First time on was a little nerve-wracking, a little intimidating, but then once I got that one over with and had my first spill, it was a little more just fun and exciting. Really, really hard holding on. And when you're an adult, you press down on that side of the tube and the water just rushes up and knocks you off, drags you down, so you gotta let go. But it was super fun. Gorgeous weather. The day was just amazing. So this was a lot of fun. The kids did crazy good. They went for minutes on end, back and forth over the wakes that our friend, the driver, took. So I was sore, got some bruises on my arms and legs, but it was all very well worth it. There she is. And here, this is where we were fishing, and we just popped into that water there. So we were kayaking, my younger two daughters, right off of our campsite. Beautiful Raystown Lake in the center of Pennsylvania near Huntington, PA. Have a great week. Good luck getting some movement in every day, and I'll pop back in to the Facebook page to give you some other ideas for how you can move during any activity or task that you find yourself in on a day-to-day basis. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.